Welcome, everyone. This is Pam and Linda with Your Nurse Advocates Consulting. And today we're going to visit with Linda a little bit, and she's going to share some tips and strategies on the safe use of essential oils. So I just want to remind everyone, if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll be the first to know when we have new videos coming out. So with that being said, Linda, let's go ahead and get started.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today, I'd like to go through some of the safe uses of being able to use essential oils correctly and safely. But first, I want to go through a disclaimer. This webinar is truly only for educational purposes and to enhance the awareness of the safe use of essential oils. It's not in any way proposing to treat, diagnose, or cure any acute or chronic illness. Please make sure you contact your primary healthcare provider for disease management. And I have no conflict of interest in presenting this webinar. Essential oils have been around for a long time. The most popular way to use essential oils that people seem to enjoy or are most popular is aromatically. It's through the art of diffusion. You purchase a diffuser, you place a few drops of oil in there with some water, or you place it in a diffuser without water, because there are some that are like that, and it diffuses a beautiful aromatic scent in the air, which is used to either calm you, to help you feel energized, to change your environment, or to even change your mood. Many of these diffusers use water to create the vapor that's expelled into the air, but some, and you need to read the label as you purchase these, will disperse it directly into the air. For safety and best results, always diffuse smaller amounts of essential oils throughout the day. A lot of times there's an assumption that more is better, but not with essential oils. Actually, smaller is better, and more frequently is better. The amount of essential oil that you need will depend on the size of the room that you're diffusing, the ventilation of the room, whether there are windows there, doors there, and the type of oil that is used, because some oils are stronger in their scents than others. You also should use fewer drops of what we call hot oils. They're either called hot and spicy or hot and strong. But these oils are cinnamon bark, clove, and oregano. You can always use more of the citrus or floral oils, such as lavender. But these hot oils are very strong and very potent. And that's why you need to really look at the size of the room and where you're going to be diffusing these scents, because the scent can be extremely strong and potent. The rule of thumb for diffusion is 1 to 3 drops in 100 milliliters of water. And you usually start with a short diffusion time frame, such as 15 to 30 minutes first, and then you can always increase as needed. You don't want to go too strong with it, because you never know where your balance is going to be. So always start smaller and then work your way up to get the results that you're looking for.
And Linda, just before we move on, I just want to say, 100 milliliters of water is probably about, I'd say it's probably about between 3 and 4 ounces. Just
yeah,
it's
30, around 3, about a little over 3 ounces of water. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So another way of using essential oils is topically. But you always want to avoid applying these oils topically to very sensitive areas, such as your eyes, your inner ears, your genitals, and any injured or damaged skin. Just know that oils, when you apply them topically, they can linger on your fingers or your hands after the application. So to avoid transferring that oil to a sensitive area, always make sure that after you apply the topical oils to whatever area of your body you're applying it to, that you wash your hands with soap and water well after the application. If for some reason you accidentally get the essential oil in your eyes, apply a carrier oil such as avocado oil, coconut oil, or milk and pat dry with a paper towel. Repeat this process until you feel relief. But then after that, you need to flush your eyes several times with water. If for some reason you're still not getting true relief, please seek medical attention from a trained professional to make sure that no damage has occurred in your eyes. Understanding how to use essential oils topically is really important. Another aspect of using topical oils correctly is diluting the essential oils. Dilution improves absorption and can actually extend the benefits. A lot of people assume that when you dilute an essential oil, you're actually weakening the potency or the effectiveness of the essential oil, but actually you're not. To dilute an essential oil, you combine it with a carrier oil such as coconut, which is my favorite, coconut oil, which carries the oils deep into your skin. And they do this by decreasing the evaporation of the oil on the skin. Neat application is using the essential oils topically without dilution. But essential oils actually evaporate more quickly when you use this method. So you're actually getting a better and a slower absorption and a more potential benefit of the oil by diluting it in a carrier oil. Generally, you'll use 1 drop of essential oil with 3 to 5 drops of a carrier oil before applying. You can adjust the ratio based on your size or whoever you're going to place it on, their size, their health status, and their age. Remember, as we age, our skin becomes less elastic and more porous and more fragile. So sometimes applying oils topically to skin that is more fragile in its essence could actually make it more sensitive. So you need to be very careful as you apply essential oils to people who are older or have very sensitive skin. Some oils are very gentle and can be applied neat. Others are considered hot or strong, such as cassia, cinnamon bark, clove, cumin, lemongrass, oregano, and thyme. They should always, and I say always, be diluted before topical use. They will also require more carrier oil than the normal ratio. Before you apply any essential oil to your skin for the first time, you need to perform a sensitivity test to determine how you're going to react to it. Again, as we age, our skin becomes more porous, it's more fragile, it's thinner, and it's more sensitive to topical applications of anything that we put on our skin. So in order to do a sensitivity test, you're going to want to take a small dab or drop of the oil mixed with a carrier oil, and you want to apply it to an inconspicuous area of your skin. Then check that area every few hours to make sure that you have no sensitivity or irritation or rash that may have occurred due to the application of this oil. People with eczema, psoriasis, or some form of a compromised immune system may be more sensitive to topical applications. So you need to use this only after you've done a sensitivity test and through due diligence. Another area to think about is the application of citrus oils. Citrus oils increase the skin's sensitivity to sunlight or UV light. Citrus oils include bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, lime, tangerine, and any oil blends that contain them. Make sure you look at the bottle label to be sure for any photosensitivity warning before use, or to see if those ingredients contain any of the oils that I've mentioned, because that would increase sensitivity to sunlight or UV light once applied to the skin. Always know that pure essential oils are extremely potent. It's recommended that you use small amounts throughout the day rather than one large single dose. Always start with the smallest amount, which is 1 to 2 drops, and increase to the maximum recommended amount to achieve whatever desired result that you're looking for. You can always repeat this every 4 to 6 hours as needed, but always consider your size, your health, your age when applying essential oils topically. Internal use is another way of using essential oils. Since essential oils occur naturally in nature and are in plants and food that we eat or are used to consuming every day, it's only natural that people would assume that all essential oils can be taken internally. Some examples of essential oils that occur naturally in the foods that we have are lemon zest, peppermint oil, ginger, and oregano. But not every essential oil can be taken internally. I cannot stress that enough. Always check the label of the oil for directions. It will say on there whether it can be taken internally. It will have a nutrition label on there. Many of the essential oils currently on the market are what we call adulterated. So they're mixed with other components that make it difficult to take internally. So you should only take oils internally that you are confident are completely pure. So take as much precaution as you would with any other supplement. Pure essential oils, again, are extremely potent. A little goes a long way. For safety and best results, start out with just 1 to 2 drops and increase to the recommended amount. Essential oils really do have the potential for toxicity if used incorrectly, just as vitamins, minerals, and any other medicinal products. But they can be used safely with proper precautions and understanding of the benefits and the uses of these essential oils. The toxic amount, though, always exceeds the recommended amount. You would really need to consume far, far beyond the suggested amounts or in excess of multiple separate essential oils to put yourself in a dangerous range of toxicity. But always read the label, always understand which essential oils can be taken internally and which cannot. And taking larger doses doesn't really add any extra benefits. It's better to take smaller amounts more frequently, anywhere from 1 to 5 drops, every 4 to 6 hours as needed. You do not want to consume more than 25 drops cumulatively in 24 hours. And always take into consideration age, health, the type of oil that you're going to be ingesting, and the size of the individual that is going to be ingesting it. The most common way of ingesting an essential oil are in veggie capsules. Or you can use a fatty substance such as almond milk or honey, or you can take it just with water. Some oils such as copaiba, lemon, lavender, and frankincense can be used directly on or under the tongue. For this method, you would only use 1 to 2 drops. Hot or strong oils that require dilution include cassia, cinnamon bark, clove, cumin, oregano, and thyme. These oils should never be placed directly on or under the tongue. They can be taken in a veggie capsule or added to food. I take a drop of cinnamon oil every single day in my coffee. One day, a drop of it went onto my finger And I decided, oh, it's just cinnamon oil. So I decided I was going to just lick it off of my finger onto my tongue. Well, that was really a bad thing because it burned. It burned. Cinnamon bark oil is extremely hot. It's extremely strong. So you need to be very careful, again, about the hot and spicy oils and taking them internally. Always make sure you dilute them. Now, putting 1 drop in a 12-ounce cup of coffee really adds a beautiful flavor to it, along with the essential benefits that that oil produces for my body, for my immune system, for my metabolism. I love the way it tastes in my coffee, but I have learned that I cannot put it directly on my tongue. And I know that if it goes onto my fingers, I need to wash my hands right away before going on to do something else, because it does burn. When using essential oils for cooking, and I do use them for cooking, I use oregano, I use cinnamon, as I just stated, I will use lemon, I will use lime, I will use wild orange, I will use thyme. I will use these when I'm cooking, but you don't need a lot. And I've learned that the hard way. I thought when I was making my homemade pasta sauce that I could just throw in a couple drops of oregano and it would be fine, because it's just a little drop. It's just a drop in this big pot of pasta sauce. Boy, was I wrong. All I could taste was the oregano. No garlic, no tomatoes, no nothing. All I tasted was oregano. You do not even need 1 drop. Start out small. So I've learned you take a toothpick and you dip the toothpick into the oil and you put what is ever on that toothpick into whatever you're cooking. If for some reason you need more, you can always add more. But once you've added it, you can't take it out. So always be very, very judicious about the amount of oil you're using when you're cooking, because you don't need a lot. A little goes a very, very long way. So use it very sparingly. You can use essential oils very safely with members of your family, and this includes your children and your pets. The rules of essential oil usage are different from adults to children. Children are smaller and they're also more sensitive than adults. So you need to adjust the application method. Always use less essential oil with children. Always dilute it when you're using it with children. Children have very, very sensitive skin and developing bodies. Start with 1 drop in 10 drops of a carrier oil, such as coconut oil. When trying new essential oils with your children, apply it to the bottom of their feet because they're less sensitive. And this is what I used to do with my children. I love giving them lavender at night to help them relax. But I started out giving them 1 drop of lavender and 10 drops of a coconut oil. I put it in a small container with a roller ball on it, and I put it on the bottom of their feet. And then I checked their feet to make sure that they didn't have any sensitivity and that they were able to have tolerance to that essential oil, which they did, because what you don't want to see is redness, rash, or irritation from that oil. So always make sure that you do a sensitivity test with your children and that you use less of the oil, and you do you put it on the bottom of their feet because it's less sensitive, to make sure to see how they are going to react to that actual oil. What's really important when you're using essential oils with your children is that you discuss essential oil safety with them. They need to understand how potent and powerful these oils are. Make sure they understand that they're not to drink or apply essential oils without adult supervision. And always keep essential oils out of the reach of children. Essential oils can also be used in pregnancy. Your healthcare professional, though, is your best resource when it comes to developing a plan for using essential oils during your pregnancy. Again, take as much precaution as you would with any other supplement that you would be taking during your pregnancy. Make sure your healthcare professional is aware of your previous usage of essential oils and the fact that you currently want to use essential oils during your pregnancy. Make sure that they're aware of any other supplements and medications along with these essential oils that you are taking during your pregnancy, so they can come up with a plan that works the best for you and is safe for you during your pregnancy. Essential oils can provide numerous benefits to your pets. They can calm them, they can soothe muscles, and they can deodorize unpleasant odors. But there's been limited research on using essential oils with pets, from dogs to cats, all the way to horses. So please make sure you consult with your veterinarian before using an essential oil with your pet. When diffusing an essential oil in your home where there is a pet that is present, always diffuse 3 to 4 drops in a water-based diffuser on a low setting. Be sure your pet cannot knock it over and the room is well ventilated, with the door open so your pet can leave the room if desired. Remember, dogs are highly sensitive to smells, and so are cats. Your animal's size and age plays a role in the use of essential oils. So you want to make sure that you're using it with caution with them. And always use caution when you're diffusing things such as tea tree birch, wintergreen, spearmint, or peppermint, as well as cassia, cinnamon bark, oregano, cumin, and thyme.
And I just want to mention, Linda, too, that I had a recipe for the natural fly spray for our horses, and it did use the tea tree oil, and it worked amazingly well. But again, we made sure that, you have to be careful not to get it in their eyes or anything like that. But it was really effective.
So another aspect of safe use in using essential oils is storing them. Essential oils have an incredibly long shelf life. They do need to be stored properly, though, to maintain that shelf life and to remain in their safest, most effective state. So you want to store them in a cool, dry place, away from sunlight and direct heat. UV light and heat can alter the composition of the oils. And keep the lids on the oils tightly closed. And when you use them, immediately replace the caps after use, so you don't let any extra air or bacteria into that essential oil bottle. Store essential oils out of the reach of children. And if you believe your child has ingested wintergreen essential oil or an oil blend containing wintergreen, you need to call the Poison Control Center for instructions. Wintergreen is a great oil for diffusion. It smells beautiful. It's very aromatic, but it also is poisonous if ingested. Essential oils have the potential also to interact with your medications, just as medications can interact with each other. These interactions, though, are really uncommon and frequent, but if you take medications, especially a lot of medications, please make sure you check with your healthcare professional or pharmacist for potential interactions or contraindications before using essential oils at the same time. Now, I have cared for individuals that are on a large amount of medications, but I always ask them, are they taking supplements over the counter or things that are enhancing their quality of life or their health? Because I want to know not only about the medications they're taking, but I want to know about other supplements. So I will ask them, are you taking essential oils? And I will document that on their medication list and run that through a reconciliation to make sure that there are no interactions with their current medications, as with any other supplement that they may be taking.
Linda, could you just say, how do you store your oils?
I store my oils they come in small brown bottles, and I store them on a shelf in my kitchen in the original bottles. So I have the labels on them, and I store them away from direct heat and sunlight. So they're in a cabinet where they're in a cool, dry place. And I do not defer from that type of storage.
So Linda, what happens if you're using like a recipe where you're mixing other oils and you needed another container? What do you use?
I would use a dark glass bottle.
Okay, and are they readily available?
You can get them, you can order these small dark glass bottles on different websites. You know, your stores, your local big box stores and online stores have them. You just need to look for or put in the keywords, you know, dark glass storage bottles.
Okay.
And you can get them in brown, you can get them in black, you can get them in dark blue, but you really want to make sure that they are darkly colored to protect them from UV light, because that will definitely change the composition of the oil.
And you can get the roller balls too. Do they?
Yes, you can
Okay.
order all of that. A lot of it comes in a kit where you can get the glass bottles, the roller balls, and the caps to go with it, all in one case. You just need to put in, you know, use or storage for essential oils.
Okay.
And then you can mix your oils based on whatever recipes you have for certain things, put them in those glass bottles, label the glass bottles with what's in there, and then apply the cap and then store them away from sunlight and heat, and they will last for a long time.
Thank you.
So
you just asked some questions.
I guess.
You know, with this video, just if you have a question, you know, when you're watching, please, you know, make a comment, you know, on the YouTube video, and we'll certainly get that answered for you. We want to let you know also in the description of the video, we'll have some information and some free resources. We're going to have a free checklist for you to get that's been compiled with a lot of what Linda shared today on the, you know, kind of a cheat sheet for the safe use of oil. So don't forget it, you know, that'll be available too in the description with the video. So Linda, thank you so much. This was very, very informative, and we hope everyone enjoys viewing it. And again, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will see you in the next video. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.